Leaky gut, there are 7 symptoms that you need to be aware of, and we're going to discuss those today. So let's forget the introduction and let's just go into number 1. Diarrhea and constipation. This should be the most obvious clue that you're having a leaky gut problem, where your body is not absorbing the nutrients that it should. Obviously, if something's bothering your tummy, that's a clue that you have a problem with your gut. So some people will get diarrhea, which means their body just can't even absorb anything, and as soon as the food goes in your mouth, within a very short period of time, it's exploding out the other end. Other people will get constipation, where they eat food and they aren't going number 2. The problem with that is you can get very moody and get very uncomfortable. Number 2, bloating and gas. So let's say you feel fine and then you have a meal, and within 30 minutes to 45 minutes, you could literally see that your belly is distended. You almost look pregnant. You look fat. And 45 minutes ago, you felt fine and you looked fine, but it's almost like someone pumped a bunch of air into your stomach. You feel gas, you feel bloated, you're farting. This is a clue that you have a leaky gut syndrome. Number 3, fatigue. One of the telltale signs of leaky gut syndrome is that you don't feel well. You're always tired. Why does this occur? Because when your body is absorbing things that it really shouldn't be absorbing, now all your body's energy is to try to combat those things that you're digesting and those things that you're absorbing. You no longer have time to feel like you're thriving. Your body is essentially fighting off the leaky gut problem, and that's why you get fatigue. Number 4, headaches. Headaches are an interesting one because while many things don't cross the blood-brain barrier, for some reason neurologically our body just knows when something is off, things are going to misfire. And that is primarily why the headaches occur. Another theory behind why the headaches occur is that when your body has leaky gut syndrome, it's also going to be changing the blood sugar of your body. And when you have low blood sugar, high blood sugar, you're usually going to get headaches. Number 5, confusion. Now this is a very subtle symptom that people have. One of the problems with this is it's very hard to measure confusion. You could feel it, you know you have it, and most people don't even know they're confused until they actually change their diet, start taking some supplements, get their actual body healthy again, and then they realize the clarity that they have in their mind. They're just on. Whereas before they don't even realize that they were just didn't feel well and weren't clear in the head. So confusion, although it's subtle, is a symptom of leaky gut syndrome. Number 6, this is a little confusing, but when I explain it in this way, it should make total sense to you. Skin problems such as a lot of acne or a lot of rashes or weird rashes that occur, constant problems with your skin. Your skin, if you think about it, your skin on the outside of your cheeks right here, the same cells go in this way and inside your mouth. The epidermal cells are actually somewhat the same cells inside our tubes of our mouth, our esophagus, our stomach, our small intestine, our large intestine. So in other words, the skin is really a reflection of what's going on the inside of our body. So many people are using substances and creams to put on top of the skin to solve skin problems, but the skin is simply a manifestation cellularly of what's going on the inside. So if you have a leaky gut syndrome, which is damage to the inner lining of your intestines, it's essentially damage to the skin on the outside. It's the same exact thing. So if you're having a lot of skin issues, you may want to consider that changing your diet and finding out if you have leaky gut syndrome may actually improve all your skin conditions. Now the 7th and final symptom of leaky gut syndrome is joint pain. Interesting. Now this is why I personally am so interested in this, because many people come in with joint pain. I'm a chiropractor. That's why they see me. Even though they say I hurt here, ultimately what it boils down to is their joints and muscles and tendons and ligaments are not functioning well. Leaky gut syndrome can be a cause of joint pain. Now typically joint pain, what we mean by this is someone comes in and says, gosh doc, I hurt all over. Everything hurts. My hands hurt, my elbows hurt, my shoulders hurt. They've been to the rheumatologist, they've been to the neurologist, they've been to their primary care doctor, they've been to different orthopedic doctors. They may have in fact had different chiropractors working on them and nothing seems to work. Well, when that happens, that's a clue that it could be systemic chronic inflammation that is causing their joints to hurt. And the only solution to that is to fix that chronic repetitive inflammatory process. Very often they may have leaky gut syndrome. So if you're that type of patient that you've been to 10 different doctors and no one can fix your joint problems, then you may want to consider that you may have leaky gut syndrome. Fascinating, isn't it? Well, that's not true. It's not fascinating. It's only fascinating from a scientific point of view. It's not fascinating when it happens to you. It's pretty bad. So if you have any of these 7 drastic symptoms, what is the solution? There are 2 solutions. Number 1, you got to change your diet. And you don't have to change your diet to something radical. Really, what you have to do is what you're going to stop eating. So no colas, no pastas, no pastries, no cookies. Try to eliminate caffeine, the high fructose corn syrup, anything acidic you want to try to avoid, because if you can allow the gut to heal, then you may start noticing these symptoms vanish. I mean, they literally vanish. So changing your diet and to figure out, because everyone's different, what should you eliminate? Well, I just gave you a list as a clue, but anything that tends to bother your stomach, anything that bothers your tummy, you want to eliminate it. So even though, let's say, for example, broccoli may be considered healthy, but if it actually causes you harm, then you want to eliminate foods that aggravate your tummy. The second type of solution would be to take supplements, and there are many supplements on the market. I'll let you know pretty soon here what I would recommend, but ultimately with leaky gut you have this increased permeability in your digestive system, which means that stuff that should not be digested is actually being absorbed into your bloodstream, and your body sees that as a poison and thus creates this autoimmune inflammatory response to those particles. Well, if you can take supplements that help heal the gut, then you're reducing that increased permeability, which means that stuff that is getting into your system now no longer gets into your system. And so those 2 things you could do as solutions can really radically change your entire life. So today's video sponsor is someone. I'm not sure who, but it's someone pretty cool. Seriously, if you have leaky gut, this is the stuff for you. This is their Leaky Gut Guardian, the Biome Breakthrough. And what it is, there's a vanilla and a chocolate. Now the key to this type of stuff is this. What you're gonna do is you take 1 scoop, put it in 8 ounces of water, and make sure and drink it about an hour before you eat or after you eat, maybe a couple hours after you eat. You want to make sure and do this on an empty stomach. That's very important because of the reasons I may have mentioned in the video or other videos, that you want the leaky gut to heal. You need the lining of your digestive tract to heal. And changing your diet can help, exercise can help. Those are standard answers. But when you start taking stuff like this leaky gut solution, it really can assist your body in the healing process. So I'm going to put a link down below with a discount code just for you. Hit that link. If you don't see the link, it's because your phone is upright. Turn the phone sideways, boom, and then hit a little arrow. It looks like this, and you will see the link. Click that link and you can get this stuff. Awesome.